Greetings, everyone. This is me again, Zahra, ex-Muslim, ex-Shia. Oh, it's quite windy outside today. Um, so I get distracted easily, as you know, because of my condition. Sorry. And roughly gave you the live stream on freedom of speech. Did this just a while ago. Now continuing. Um, can we criticize? Is there freedom of speech to criticize in Islam, to criticize Islam and Prophet Muhammad? We see that there are differing views and contrary views. I found a good article on this. And I have to tell you why I was reading this. I found this really good, although a little bit away from the topic in the previous live stream, criticism of Islam. But then you see taking that very horrible, very strong, intense verse in Surah Azab against the hypocrites and those in whose hearts is a disease, and the rumor mongers, that God would incite you against the believers against them, and all this, and kill them wherever you find them, seize them. So that was an intense verse. And so on that, I was trying to connect this, like showing you that there have been in history many people and criticizing Islam, and they're on justifiable grounds, right? Unjustifiable grounds. Although there are ayats where we are told in the Quran, there are ayats against, at that time, there were people who were saying things against Prophet Muhammad, like he's mad, Surah Hijr, ayat 6, right? So I hope I'll be coherent with this. Sorry, my health is not cooperating with me to be able to be coherent in this. And maybe I'll miss some points, not be able to say it properly also. So I apologize for that, right? But I hope you get the gist, right? So connecting this, all this are ample evidence, historical, and they have justifiable grounds to criticize Muhammad, as you can see, and criticism should be allowed. Now, the main thing was that someone here, historian or who was it, said that Prophet Muhammad felt he had monopoly. This is the true religion, true God, and I'm the true prophet. So the implications of that are that those who say things criticize this religion are liars and satanic, evil people. Some Muslims might think, okay, go ahead and give them a penalty on that, take their lives also. Where did I read that? So I just went through it in my previous live stream, but didn't quite say in detail about this, right? That Prophet Muhammad had a monopoly. Where is it? Can't find it right now. So, meaning this is the religion, and no, if anyone criticizes this religion, they're disbelievers, and thus, will go in the fire of hell. Or what penalty now the Sharia would give these people to criticize? I don't know, but I took this strongest verse in, of course, I admit that, Surah Azab, which is in Surah Azab 6, Surah Azab 60 to 61 and 62. This is the way of Allah. But then we find that there were people at the time of Prophet Muhammad criticizing him, like in Surah Hijr, ayat 6, we have, and they say, "O you to whom has been sent down on him the reminder, you indeed are surely mad." And they say, goodness, Sahih International Translation, and they say, "O you upon whom the message has been sent down, indeed you are mad." So were they punished? What happened? I haven't read the tafsir. So roughly giving you an idea, like there are contradictory verses on this, and maybe not to take Surah Azab ayat to mean that those who criticize Prophet Muhammad, you should give them a death penalty. They come under blasphemy law. Or even if they're Muslims and they're criticizing some of the things of Islam or Prophet Muhammad, that they are apostates. So this is quite blurry, but I found a good, I think I found a good ayat here. The Quran proves that expressing religious criticism and arguments is a valid and approved approach. Expressing religious criticism. Now, this is just one article I found by a believer, and is he a religious scholar? I don't know. Freedom of speech versus blasphemy when, or WH dot dot dot, hasn't come properly here. No, it's here. Sorry, it's here. Where to draw, oh, it's not when, sorry. Where to draw the line by Egypt's Dar al Ifta. Oh, so it's a religious Muslim Islamic organization who has written this article. So we're on, oh, we're on the website. We're in their website, Egypt's Dar al Ifta website. And this is the article I found there. Freedom of speech versus where to draw the line. So roughly giving you on this. So every now and then the issue of blasphemy rises to the surface and makes headlines due to its infringement upon the right to free speech. It is saddening that some countries which call themselves Islamic have taken it upon themselves to assume moral authority and act as ethical judges by scrutinizing people's freedom of free speech and expression. A case in question being the recent death sentence issued against a Christian Pakistani, Asia Bibi, for allegedly insulting Islam. Understanding the concept of free speech. So you see some Islamic countries do impose this on non-Muslims too. The blasphemy law that they have. So, understanding the concept of free speech and whether it is legal right, whether it is a legal right which should be granted and protected by the state, regardless of its moral or immoral content, is an important issue. So, very important. I don't want to miss this, skip this, although you can read it. Freedom. So, let me just copy it and bring it here. In the live chat, post it. Don't have to hear my voice. It's coming here. Okay, open the comment section. Why can't I post it here? What's wrong? Okay, double. So, yes, there are ayats, but I think in the Sharia, why would then Islamic law, Sharia impose, some Islamic countries impose this on non-Muslims to, or even some Muslims who criticize like the Hadith section of the Islam, right? And not the Quran. To put this thing on them, blasphemy. Right. So let's go back to, oh, where have I gone now? Sorry. Okay, let's continue with this Dar al Ifta on this blasphemy, freedom of speech. Freedom refers to a state of being in which an individual is able to make a choice in thought. Right. So God's behalf, another thorny issue which needs necessary revision, they're saying here. Okay. Then freedom refers to this. This freedom is often regulated by laws enshrined in the state's constitution, which there's a restraint. Some believe that it's a restraint in. Look, what a link. Sorry, let me finish this. Again, you have come here. Oh, this guy. From an Islamic perspective, Fahad Ali, no, you can't come here. This is a crime you're doing. You're bullying. And why are you talking against the Sheikh? What has he done to you? What has he done to your country, you personally? Anyways, in Islam, if you criticize, some Islamic countries impose a very harsh penalty against those who criticize against their Muslim leaders and rulers, right? And yet you Pakistani, no, Indian Muslims can criticize Modi, nothing, no action taken against them, right? So शेख का सीक्रेट है मेरे पास, सीक्रेट तो सीक्रेट ही रहने दो ना. तुम तो कैसे कैसे इंसान हो जो सीक्रेट नहीं रख सकते हो. इफ शेख का सीक्रेट है, मुझे उससे क्या, एज अ इमाराती आई एम सेइंग आई एम नॉट इंटरेस्टेड, राइट. They are giving me what I need, more than that, and all this. Why should I be? उनका पर्सनल लाइफ है, क्यों जरूरी करना है पब्लिक इधर. मेरा क्यों यूज कर रहे हो? Why are you using? Because I have my live chat open. शेख जायद नहयान कातिल है, मर्डर, पब्लिक लाइफ है. अच्छा, किसका मर्डर किया, किसका कत्ल किया? प्रूफ है. शेख को एक्सपोज करो आप. मैं क्यों करूं एक्सपोज? मेरे पास कोई एविडेंस थोड़ी है. आवाम का, ओ डिप्रेशन में हो आप. वही हमारे अवाम, आर पीपल, इमारातीज were they love Sheikh, they love him, they say he's very compassionate. देखिए, आप टॉपिक पे भी नहीं है, बार बार आते हैं. एवरी टाइम यू कम हियर ऑफ टॉपिक. और मेरे बारे में, अच्छा शेख, और मेरे बारे में क्या कहा है? व्हाट हैव यू सेड अगेंस्ट मी? व्हाट इज दिस स्मोकिंग का? इंग्लिश नहीं आती है बराबर, बाबा इंग्लिश बात नहीं करो. डोंट टॉक इन इंग्लिश, बट यू शुड बी. मैं जाहिलों को नहीं लेती हूँ यहाँ, सॉरी, माफ करना. आप बहुत गिरे हुए इंसान हैं. मेरे बारे में आपने क्या कहा है? व्हाट हैव यू सेड अगेंस्ट मी? हाँ हाँ हाँ, हम जाहिल हैं. नहीं नहीं, बट व्हाट हैव यू सेड अगेंस्ट मी? यू आर गोइंग टू किडनैप मी एंड टेक मी टू थाईलैंड, हाँ, अगेंस्ट माय विल. तुम मेरे कौन लगते हो? पहले तो तुम अपने आप को देखो. शेख ने तो ऐसा कुछ नहीं किया है. व्हाट डिड यू से अगेंस्ट मी? फर्स्ट लेट्स गेट दैट straight. Kidnap. You're going to kidnap me, take me against my will. You are a sex trafficker, or what are you? Human trafficker? वो मैंने मजाक. No. That kind of mazak, you don't take, I didn't take it as a joke. I took it very serious. This no joke. This harassment and threats you have given. Who gave you the right to joke like that against me? That's that's not considered joking. That's not considered joking. Yes, it's harassment. I take it as harassment. Of course, it's harassment. International courts will take it as harassment. Angry, I don't have to talk to you like what? I'm not feeling well. No, no, I am not interested. I told you from the very beginning. I don't like people like you. You are harassing me here. You've threatened me and you're saying it's a joke. Look, I can't take this against women and anyone, let alone myself. No, no, you don't have the right to say these things to me here. And you will take me to Thailand and panty and what are you wearing? These are jokes? These are not jokes. Jumbo क्या है? Please. Sorry, I'm provoked here. I'm not well and I don't have energy. I can't get rest. So of course, now don't get angry. And what do you mean by don't get angry? Shut. Get out of here. Get out. I have to. This is time and again. This is harassment, threats you've given me. I'm not at all interested in you. This is bullying and harassment. He has not killed and my God, it's difficult. Get out of here. And I would take action against you. Someone, international court, Pakistan, तुम देखो ऐसे बात नहीं करो जलील इंसान क्या तुम्हारा क्या वैल्यू है जलालत पे पहुंच गए हो बदतमीज बेगैरत Okay, look at this. I'm not interested in you at all. कौन interested होगा? ये देखिए आप क्या कर रहे हैं? What are you doing? ये bullying है, cyber bullying है. ये crime. This is a crime. Who are you speaking against the Sheikh? The Emiratis love him. He has done a lot for Emirates, his country and his people. He's still doing. किस अवाम को मारा है? कौन से अवाम को मारा है शेख ने? हाँ? Which awam? Which awam did His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan kill? यूएई की अवाम को कैसे? हम तो सब जिंदा हैं और अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह thanks much to him and the sheikhs. हमें तो पीस दिया, हमें सिक्योरिटी दी है, बहुत कुछ दिया, फैसिलिटीज हैं इधर, रिस्पेक्ट दी है. ये अगर अवाम को he hasn't killed अवाम. ये क्या है? अवाम को मारा है. What are you saying? शेख अयाशी करे वो ठीक है. Come to the point by point. अवाम को मारा है. इसकी अयाशी पर्सनल चीज है. उनके पास इतने पैसे हैं कि वो दे भी सकते हैं धड़ाधड़ अपनी अवाम को फॉर फ्री खिला सकते हैं, पिला सकते हैं और पिलाते हैं, खिलाते हैं. अब अयाशी is a different thing. That's a personal thing. I told you not to bring personal things about the sheikh, even if it's true. But I think it is false. नहीं, मैं शेख से डरती नहीं हूं, वरना मैं ये करती भी नहीं. I've risked my life here. नहीं, मैं रिस्पेक्ट करती हूँ और इंटेग्रिटी मुझ में है। और कुछ अगर कहना भी है शेख, तो वो अरब, मुझे अरबों का स्टाइल आता है। एक दफा मैंने उनको भाई कहा, उनको जाके समझाया कि शेख साहब ये सुना है आपके बारे में, खुदा आपको हिदायत दे, अगर ये बात सही है खुदा ना खास्ता ऐसे जाके बात करते हैं शेख से। देखो, डोंट कॉल मी जंबो नाउ, आई एम नॉट अ फिल्म एक्ट्रेस and you are not putting me without against my will. That's what you want to do. You yourself, look at yourself, you are a rapist. You potential rapist ho tum human trafficker ho, you are a groomer, grooming girls gang. अब मैंने बोला है कि you are कचरा, you are acting like one, you need to be put in your place. जब सही तरह रिस्पेक्टफुली आओगे और टॉपिक पे रहोगे, तब फिर हम आपको अलाउ करेंगे। ऐसे नहीं अलाउ कर सकते इधर कि आप अपना गन लाएं इधर। कचरा, जिधर कचरा, कचरे के डब्बे से आप कचरों से, जो कचरे का डब्बा है ना, जाए उधर। कम ऑन, बैंड, गो, दिस नॉनसेंस। बेचारे सिंध, इफ यू आर फ्रॉम कराची, wherever you're from, those poor people, the decent people in Pakistan who have to take, how can they, no rules and laws apply in Pakistan? Please take action against him. Okay, we're going to continue, right? और एक तमीज होती है, एक वे होता है बात करने का, बोलने का। आपको तो वे नहीं पता है। कैसी बदतमीज, कैसी रेपिस्ट लगते हैं आप तो। गैंग ग्रूमिंग रेपिस्ट से लगते हैं, आपका ताल्लुक है, connection with the grooming gang in the UK, Pakistani grooming gang. Seems you have that connection with them. I've told you, you are harasser, trolling. बिल्कुल भी आई एम नॉट इंटरेस्टेड इन कचरा। क्या मैंने अपनी लाइफ इंटेग्रिटी से जीना चाहा है, रिस्पेक्टफुल, रिस्पेक्टिंग अदर्स, अदर्स राइट्स आल्सो। यू डोंट कम क्लोज टू क्या कचरों के साथ। हमको कचरे इधर साफ करने हैं, साफ करने हैं। यूएई में भी जो कचरे आए हैं, और ऐसी बात करेंगे तो बचोगे नहीं, तुम यूएई में रहोगे नहीं, रह सकोगे, डिपोर्ट हो जाओगे। एक तरीका होता है बात करने का, शेख के बारे में भी, और शेखों के साथ, और हर एक के साथ, और रिस्पेक्ट देते हैं वो। हमारी कंट्री ह्यूमैनिटेरियन है। कोई अगर थोड़ा भी तुम्हारे जैसा बात करे ना इधर, आई कैन कॉल द पुलिस ऑन देम। ना अदब आते हैं, ना एटिकेट्स, ना कुछ आते हैं। जहां के भी हो, उसका पता नहीं व्हाट, बेचारे कंट्री की क्या हालत होगी, सिटी प्लेस की। Something needs to be done about these people. So back to this. So some, you see, even he says the Iftah, Al-Iftah says that yes, the Islamic countries have imposed this blasphemy laws, and then taking actions like Pakistan, also against Asia Bibi. But there are some Quran ayats which say that since they say these things against you, just bear patiently. From an Islamic now, this side. So we need reforms, actually. I think they've also said that this freedom is often regulated by laws enshrined in the state's constitution, okay, or to avoid doing so without violating similar freedom on the part of others within the restraints imposed by society. Trying to understand this. Is it possible to extrapolate three main ideas from this general definition? First, freedom grants the individual the right to do something as well as the freedom to refrain from doing something. The second is that there are limits or restraints on individual freedom as it cannot impinge on other people's freedom. Third, because it is a choice, the individual is accountable for his or her actions and the consequences deriving them. From an Islamic perspective, freedom has two aspects. The first aspect has to do with individual liberty. Sorry, I'm not prepared for this, so I have to just read it out like this. I hope it's not boring. Sound too boring for you. Um, can't be prepared also. So just summarize it, understand it, and then give it. Now it's just roughly giving it to you, and then maybe when I organize myself more on this, I'll come back with the same topic later on, more organized and well prepared. I mean, better prepared than this. So, okay, from the Islamic, there are two aspects. The first aspect for an individual liberty, okay, human beings as members of society. So when your human rights are violated, or one religion is saying, how shall I put it? Well, see, I'm not prepared. The second aspect is to do with free will, which identifies the relationship between human beings and God. The aspect is more of a philosophical and theological issue, which does not enter the socio political sphere. These two aspects help in shaping the Islamic stance on the concept of freedom, which is mainly composed of three elements. The first element is freedom from original sin. We don't need three and this Adam and Eve privilege. You can read this through this freedom, choosing to obey God becomes a meaningful process. But if you don't obey Prophet Muhammad as a Muslim, then, but what about non-Muslims, right? I wonder who knows, maybe someone like John Lloyd, the Sharia, which countries have this imposed on them, on their subjects, nationals? Even non-Muslims get it. To criticize Islam or Prophet Muhammad, get the penalty. God emphasized that he seeks the submission of hearts and not of bodies. Surah 18, ayat 29. I'm not going to read the ayat. Third, when God granted human beings the right to choose. Yes, but he does say he's going to punish the disbelievers in the Quran. The Quran proves that expressing religious criticism and arguments, this is a very important point for our live stream, apt for the topic. The Quran proves that expressing religious criticism and arguments is a valid and approved approach. So, how many countries, how many religious scholars go with this, agree to this? I don't know. I mean, Islamic, Muslim religious scholars in all countries, Islamic countries. This is exactly what Prophet Abraham did when he found his people worshipping idols. His father was angered by his son's explicit criticism of his religion, and the Quran narrates to us his response. His father said, "Have you no desire for my gods, O Abraham? If you do not desist, I will surely stone you. So avoid me for a prolonged time." Surah 19, Surah Maryam, I think, ayat 46. Excuse me. Sorry. In response to his father's anger, Abraham only said, but his father did not stone him. Abraham said, "Peace will be upon you. I will ask forgiveness," but that was only for his father, right? Then Surah 19, ayat 47 to 48, Prophet Prophet Abraham stood up to express his opinion and criticized the inherited religious dogma of his ancestors. Other verses express the necessity of freedom of expression as a component of religion. And a believing man from the family of Pharaoh who concealed his faith said, "Do you kill a man because he says, 'My Lord is God,' while he has brought you clear proofs from your Lord? And if he should be lying, then upon him is his lie. But if he should be truthful, there will strike you some of what he promises you. Indeed, God does not guide one who is a transgressor and a liar." Surah 40 at 28. So now this article I found expressing this allows, it seems that it's allowing freedom of speech and criticism of Islam and Prophet Muhammad. I wonder, when it comes to, I haven't read the whole article, so let's see. But the Quran is clear about this, like no action should be taken against, if anyone criticizes Islam or Prophet Muhammad, expressing personal opinions and intellectual convictions is granted, not only with regards to religion, but in all fields, including politics. An example of this can be found in the Quran when Prophet Moses encountered the Pharaoh of Egypt, who was a radical tyrant and an oppressive ruler, regardless of the fact that Moses was raised and sheltered by the Pharaoh. The Quran narrates Pharaoh said, Did we not raise you among us as a child, and you remained among us for years of your life? And then you did your deed which you did, and you were of the ungrateful. But why doesn't Moses remind him that, Pharaoh, when I was born and you got the news that someone's going to bring down your kingship or rulership, you killed so many? Moses, but I was saved. God saved me from you. Otherwise, I would have been killed as a child, 1 year old or what. Moses said, I did it then while I was of those astray. So I fled from you when I feared you. Then my Lord granted me wisdom and prophethood and appointed me of the messengers. And this is a favor which you remind me, that you have enslaved the children of Israel. Surah 26, ayats 18 to 22. As the verse demonstrates, Moses was not deterred from speaking freely and challenging the tyrannical authority of Pharaoh, although under the authority of Allah who sent him. The expression of views and opinions is a divinely granted gift. Thus, free speech, against, even if the ruler is a tyrant. I mean, even if, So, thus, free speech is a natural extension of human freedom, dignity, and moral autonomy. However, the moral or immoral content of speech is not an issue that can be regulated by human authority. Free speech is means through which various ideas compete against each other in the public sphere without, so this is a praise against free speech, without judgment of their moral value or content. An even higher objective of comparing and contrasting ideas is ascertaining the truth through free speech to leave for individuals as intellectual sphere to determine for themselves without governmental interference or moral police or Islamic police. The only restriction to free speech is that it must not directly endanger public safety. After examining the Islamic sources, we can say that there's no direct and explicit definition of free speech as a legal and political right in the Sharia, nor any discussion of criminal penalties for its violation. Freedom of expression is referred to in the Quran primarily in the context of moral injunctions, such that good speech is preferred over evil one, and the punishment of evil speech is left solely to God. The only two forms of freedom of speech which with temporal implications are mentioned in the Quran, which where they are identified as slander and libel. They are punishable by law because they infringe upon other people's right to dignity. Like maybe it's Surah Nur ayat against Ummul Mumineen, oh yeah, and backbiting and gossip and slander. Yeah. When it comes to the issue of blasphemy, which is now this again very important point, right? When it comes to the issue of blasphemy, which is usually tied to infringement on free speech, blasphemy is defined as a deliberate expression of contempt or insult towards God, the Prophet, or the fundamentals of the religion and is considered as either a transgression of freedom of religion or freedom of speech. Meaning, I haven't read it, maybe the meaning will come, but what about those grounds where those I showed on Wikipedia in my previous live stream? Prophet Islam criticized, Prophet Muhammad criticized on justifiable grounds. According to this definition, it is of great importance to differentiate between the right of God and the right of man in defining freedom of speech. What if you are an atheist? As a legal right. The right of God refers only to the moral obligations of Muslims towards God and is adjudicated by Him. Adjudicated by Him, I think. The state cannot act as a coercive moral authority representing God's will on earth because it does not have the right to do so. So that means not even it's not a Muslim individual has the right to do this. Act as a moral authority or policing. In the context of freedom of speech, the state's responsibility is to uphold and protect it as the right of all humans as granted by God without exercising moral judgment on the content and or manner of speech. Because blasphemy comprises intentional offensive speech or behavior infringing upon the right of God. Now remember, this is intentional, something you have against the Muslim or Islam without justifiable grounds. Then that would come like some malicious, wanting to get back at someone for what a Muslim, what he did, or Islam, and then say certain things without really meaning to harm the person or the religion, but not, with, no, but like not seeing it as like an academic work or critical examination. Truth for the sake of truth. Is my religion truthful? What are the criticisms? Okay, let me look at it. And when I studied the Quran myself, some ayats, to understand it properly, I had these objections. I realized, no, there are many discrepancies in the Quran. So like that, it is not blasphemous. And suppose now I find out, oh, Prophet Muhammad is a false prophet then, right? And yeah, Surah Tahrim ayat, this what and look how he's so I can call him and then go into the Islamic sources, history, his life history and all this, and call him a rapist also, and that would not be under blasphemy law. That I'm disrespecting Prophet Muhammad, but that I've called a spade a spade. Leaders, rulers should be under scrutiny, accountable, responsible. And if they are irresponsible and they're lying and not truthful and then tyrants and going against human rights of their subjects and of these Muslim believers, encroaching upon the rights of others, non-Muslims, or even fellow Muslims like Sunni Shia, then that is what? That is wrong, right? Then we should get up and say something against those people or take action if they're not, the country is not taking action, Islamic country. This is like universal human rights violations taking place in the name of Islam. or that we are Islamic rulers, we are in authority, don't say anything to us, don't criticize us, not even on the basis of what is alleged or being suspicious because of a certain thing happening, or we have proof but we can't give it because they're trying to um, erase it. They've like tried to cover themselves up. But so, according to this Egyptian Dar al-Ifta, this is not what we are doing here, ex-Muslims and all. Even calling Prophet Muhammad a murderer, mass murderer, warmonger is not an insult. They wouldn't go in blasphemy. So, according to this, what I gather, the action written here, the action recommended is to fight speech with speech. Very good. Ooh, where now this highly appreciate this because blasphemy comprises intentional, offensive, or to hurt speech or behavior, infringing, intentional, deliberate, malicious. You have to see what is behind that intention, just to be offending someone, just to hurt someone. So infringing upon the right of God. The state does not have even the state here, they're saying, doesn't have the right, meaning a Muslim state doesn't have a right, right? Islamic state. I keep saying Muslims. So does not have the right, the legal right to punish individuals, as it is an offense against the right of God and not of man. The action recommended is to fight speech with speech, and not by like cyberbullying, like or indecent things, or threatening to kidnap, and trying to discourage the person, break the person, knowing the health of the person condition. No, even if the person is normal, you can break a normal person, drive them mad, insane, or drive them to commit suicide or attempt suicide. Cyberbullying. So in Islam, this IFTA is saying, the Islamic organization is saying, of Egypt is saying that it's this all not allowed. In brief, the Islamic perspective necessitates what is not allowed is to do all these things, cyberbullying and all, to deter the person, discourage the person, break the person, madden the person. In brief, the Islamic perspective necessitates the broadest possible protection for freedom of speech as a legal right, without placing moral restrictions on the content of speech. The law cannot be used to enforce one standard. What does it mean by moral restriction? Cannot be used to enforce one standard of morality over another, because moral judgment lies in the hands of God and not of humans. But there are some the mind finds what is moral, what is not. They say the conscience has it also. But in Islam, they say the conscience, God has given the Furqan, the discretion, what do you call it, the conscience of what is right and wrong, morally. The only restriction we can place on free speech is based on the concern for public safety, so that any speech that poses a direct and explicit threat to it is prohibited. Mm. It's haram in Islam to restrict speech unless it's for public safety. Furthermore, the experience of autocracy and political repression in Islam countries, in Muslim countries, now that they've put Muslim, I say Islam. Sorry, excuse me, but how ironic, really. What's happening to me? What the devil has gotten into me. Repression in Muslim countries has shown us quite explicitly how easy it is to abuse the spirit of questioning and criticism allowed in Islam in the name of enforcing Islamic standards, quote, quote, unquote, on political speech and behavior. Oh, what a disservice, what a, thing to, against Islam. You see, these people are using Muslims also, misusing Islam. But what would this person say about Surah Ahzab ayat 60 to 62? I wonder. Okay, let's go. So, therefore, given what we have learned about the benefits of freedom, so this Muslim countries should immediately stop this. They are going against Islam. They are abusing the spirit of Islam. Oh, this means they're not going with Islam, Islamic Sharia. Therefore, given what we have learned about the benefits of freedom and the ills of repression, we conclude with a strong insistence that in the contemporary context, any society which does not guarantee full protection of freedom of speech. Oh, but this is against Quran ayahs, I see. Yeah, some Quran ayats say that bear patiently what they say against you. And I showed you Surah Hijr ayat 6. They say to whom the message is being revealed, you are mad. You are surely mad. That's to Muhammad, Prophet Muhammad, they've said. So Allah doesn't say like, wait, I'll get them. Let's see. And not, we'll see about that. We conclude with a strong insistence that in the contemporary context, I think Pakistan and all these Islamic states who are doing this kind of going against this, and thus they've forbidden things in Islam they're doing by calling it Islamic standards, enforcing it in the name of this, in the name of Allah, don't blaspheme against Islam, don't blaspheme against Prophet Muhammad. Oh, so maybe like what Prophet Muhammad said, that hadith, bringing that hadith, that only one group of the believers in 63 sects, only one sect will go to heaven, the rest will go to hell. Therefore, given what we have learned about the benefits of freedom and the ills of repression, we conclude with a strong insistence that in the contemporary context, any society which does not guarantee full protection of freedom of speech as a legal and political and religious right has betrayed, I add religious right, has betrayed Islam. All of you are betraying Islam, coming here, doing whatnot, thinking Islamic standards. You have betrayed Islam according to Al-Ifta, Dar al-Ifta. Source: In Pursuit of Justice, the Jurisprudence of Human Rights in Islam by Mahar Hathout, or Hathout. I hope I've pronounced, if I haven't, apologize the last name. And Mahar, sorry, even the first name. Maherhathout. Please consider this too much. It's too much now. So, anyways, so now showing you the ayats. There's another one in Surah 73 Muzammil. Ayat 10. And bear patiently the vain things they utter and gracefully forsake them. Like even the fellow Muslims would be arguing against the Dar al Ifta, the article given by Dar al Ifta, originally written by Mahar Hatut. When the hypocrites come to you, they say, "We testify that you are the messengers of Allah." And this is Munafiqun. Sorry, I went to the wrong. Oh, Surah Muzammil ayat. So, and be patient over what they say and avoid them with gracious avoidance. What about this ayat, Muslims? But okay, I have I can show you a contradiction and leave me with the deniers, those of ease, and allow them respite a little, right? So respite a little. When Allah says, now go and kill them, then, so very beautiful, very good. Yes, that's how I thought Islam was as a Shia, but no, I found ayahs contrary to this. Very good. The overall, what I understood, the Quran and the Hadith and Imam saying, when all avenues of peace are, and there's no blasphemy. Muawiyah was abusing Ali, Abu Talib, on the pulpit and asking people to abuse him. He was the caliph, right, at that time? No. Imam Ali was the caliph and something. Sorry, getting confused now. So the next ayat, yeah, after this also, where is it? Indeed, with us are shackles and burning fire. So, but it seems that Muhammad has used Allah. Anyways, that's beside the point. Right now, on freedom of speech, yeah, but can I say that I disagree with this beautiful, I thought, what I believed in, but seeing the Quran ayahs and closely examining them, that's not the truth. Yeah, maybe in the beginning when he didn't have many followers, like Dr. David would put it, when he was in Makkah, then in Medina, then Surah Tawbah ayats you read against the polytheists, then Surah Ahzab ayat 60, 61. So I think the organization has not got it properly. You see this. Yes, and there's no compulsion in religion. Even Allah Himself saying let see there is no compulsion in religion, right? Allah is saying in Surah Baqarah ayat, but then against the Christ, look now, okay, that ayat before so they say Allah will obliterate their faces. Okay, then we come to, it's a little bit difficult, and there's one point I missed in Surah Nisa ayat also, 89 or what was the point? And I could see through that time, right? When I missed, I remembered and I missed pointing out that point in my previous live stream on that ayat, Surah Nisa ayat 89 or 88. So, and now again I've forgotten. I prepared myself in my mind, but I forgot. So where are we going now? Let me just go back to, so I've opened it, it's here. And then missing the ayat that I was going to. And you see this, what was the point here? I forgot. I should have written it down or just recorded it just before coming here for the second live stream. I forgot. What is the matter with you that you are two groups concerning the hypocrites while Allah has made them fall back? You see here they wish you would disbelieve. So do not take from among them allies until they emigrate for the cause of Allah. So you see they were, the point was that those who remained behind, right, the believing Muslims of that time, Prophet Muhammad used Allah to, this my opinion, this what I saw actually, not my opinion, but the truth behind it, the diabolical truth behind it, that Prophet, the other ayats would say, are saying that polytheists wanted to kill him, and that's why he emigrated to Yathrib, which is now Medina. He, the ones who stayed behind, they're called hypocrites here. So what are these hypocrites telling you? That these Makkan polytheists did not harass them, did not confiscate their properties and things. So they remained behind. So the reason why they're called hypocrites here is because Prophet Muhammad and his Allah wanted you to think that, like Abu Sufyan, he changed afterwards. He became a Muslim, converted afterwards. Right? So some of his Sahabas and some of his believers were hypocrites, and so give a bad name. They would, because if you look at this, right, closely examine this. Oh, why weren't they given a hard time, these Muslim believers in Makkah? Why did they not emigrate with the Muslims after Prophet Muhammad emigrated to Yathrib? This also the point came up. So call them hypocrites, right? They're friendly. Abu Bakr is going, or let's take two or three Sahabas that I know. Abu Bakr, hey, Makkans, I'm with you. They're hypocrites, Shias, believers. That's why they weren't given a hard time by the polytheists of Makkah, mushriks. That's what he wanted you to believe in. What a clever mind. Evil. So when I say evil, I've come to the justifiably. So one point I missed in my previous live stream to do justice to this. Can you? Except for those who take people. Now even this, I wonder why this ayat came. But like go and kill them. Seize them and kill them. Surah Nisa ayat 89. So just to tell you the point I missed, right? Oh, they are hypocrites, and that's why the polytheists are not, the pagan Arab Makkan polytheists are not giving them a hard time. And I would not have believed it myself had I not read this part, right? I would have still been with the Shias on that there were some Sahabas who were hypocrites on this, like if, how shall I say it? Like this really told me this ayat from them, do not take find helper and not. Seize them and kill them. Right? So the Sahabas were hypocrites. Then, so this really, yeah. So then it comes the exception. For those who take refuge with the people between yourselves and whom is it treaty? So now let's get to the point, okay? I'm sorry if I'm too fast right now. So freedom of speech, I gave about that roughly an article read out. in my previous live stream. And can people criticize Islam and Prophet Muhammad? So this article says yes, but it has contrary to it. It's got Quran ayats contrary, some other Quran ayats, and even against the Muslim states, Islamic states, and Muslim people, believers. What they do, blasphemy, Sharia, some say Sharia law. So if you take the hadith, like, yes, kill those who, anyways, and the life is the, where someone who criticized, not wanting to assassinate Prophet Muhammad, but just criticizing Prophet Muhammad at that time, could they be killed? Not taking Cobb's example, like Cobb bin Ashraf, or Al Ashraf's example. So, and this comes from the Islamic sources. So they're going to put some exaggeration, right? That he wanted to assassinate Prophet Muhammad, not only criticize and say things against the Muslims and all this. Can't trust. And ask me, I cannot even trust. And I can't trust the Quran ayats, the main book. How can I trust the Islamic history? So I had to do between the lines and then show you in such a way, taking the Quran ayats, that look, this history is exaggerated here and that's not the way it should be. It was a difficult task. And for me, not having that eloquence and being incoherent, it was difficult. But I showed, right? Tried to show. So this. Now, please, Islamic world, I think this should be spread around the Islamic world, right? That Islamic countries and Muslim believers who do this mob lynching, and Islamic state government who punishes for blaspheming against Islam and criticizing Islam and Prophet Muhammad, giving the penalty, death penalty and other penalties, it should be removed. Please spread this around as much as you can. This dar-al-ifta.org article by Maher Hatut, and you can read its sources in pursuit of justice, the jurisprudence of human rights in Islam, in detail about this, finding this whole the source online. I hope you get it online. I haven't checked. So now what is you have betrayed? According to this, how many Muslim countries and believing Muslims have betrayed Islam? We conclude with a strong insistence that in the contemporary context, that is also in the contemporary context, but not in the historical context, right? Any society which does not guarantee full protection, maybe it means even the historical context, but maybe, there's a maybe. Anyhow, thank you very much. So grateful. Absolutely wonderful article, but doesn't go with the Quran ayats. If you see how diabolically deceptive the Quran ayats are that I've seen and shown, having double meanings or obscure, generally putting it there, leaving some things like open to interpretations, like cease from what, like mentioning the Confederates and there were Jews were with the polytheists against fighting against Prophet Muhammad and the Muslims, right? And then bringing this ayat in Surah Azab. So this, okay, we conclude with a strong insistence that in the contemporary context, any society which does not guarantee full protection of freedom of speech as a legal and political right has betrayed Islam. Meaning, any society, any Muslim society, forget the West, right? They do give this right. So any Muslim society which does not guarantee full protection of freedom of speech as a legal and political right has betrayed Islam. Pakistan may be one of the top on the list. Thank you so much. Anything else I need to? Yes, so there were Surah Hijr ayahs, yeah. Haven't read the tafsir. Maybe come again, more planned and forgetting than even then. Like I forgot the point and then remembered. I try to keep it in my head and see if I can come with a more organized way, orderly way, not rough way that I've come today in these two live streams. Okay, so thank you very much. I think, I hope I'm not missing anything, but if I am, I'll continue later. Thank you so much for giving me the time. And sorry I had to come twice here, an hour or so, previous one, and an hour now and 7 minutes. Let's close it to this. Thank you very much. And please, thank you for your support. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your help. Thanks to UAE also. Thanks to Darul Ifta, Egypt's Darul Ifta. Really appreciate this. Please spread it around. Please spread the word around. Share this sparingly as it is, the content. Okay, thank you very much. And save lives and save freedom of speech. We have freedom of speech. Some say in Islam, like Egypt's Darul Ifta says. Thank you so much.